Hello, Namaskara, Namaste. I completed watching the movie Game Changer. I watched the Kannada version. I'm sure the nuisances will be the same as in any other language. It's done by the lead Ram Charan and the female lead Kiara Advani. Coming to the female lead, she has I think around 3 songs and a very short love story, and she is hardly there in any scenes. Maybe she is there here and there. Okay, coming to the story of this movie, Ram Charan is an IAS officer, and his name is. I'm sorry, I somehow not able to recollect his name. Okay, either way, he's an IAS officer. He is a very strict IAS officer, and there are scenes where he is goes and demolishes mall and all such things are shown. And then the twist happens. There's a chief minister and he has 2 sons who are the minister. So in some major political rally or party, Ramcharan actually slaps a CM minister's son, and then the FIR gets filed against him and he is suspended. And the CM actually suspends the minister, telling you're a fraud, you're not being able to do proper justice to your role, you're corrupt. And then that CM actually dies. He's called Satyamurthy. He actually dies, but then before he does not die, sorry, Mopi Devi actually murders him. And you're like, what? Mopi Devi is actually the minister whom Ramcharan slaps. And then Satyamurthy is the chief minister. Before dying, he would have recorded the video. And then that will be shown to the media. That will be like, I'll nominate Ramcharan as my next successor. So you're like shocked. Okay, Ramcharan will be the CM. Now it will be the new twist. And in its own internal party, there will be like, as far as our late CM Satyamurthy's wish, we'll nominate Ramcharan as the next CM. And then Mopi Devi is like, no, you can't nominate him because he's an IAS officer. They are like, it's okay, maybe he can resign. They're like, no, he hasn't some case. I have filed a case against him, so he can't be a CM. So they're like, okay, that's fine. You take the case back. He can be the CM. He's like, no, I'll not take the case back. Then Ramcharan is like, okay, fine, you become the CM. You take the case back so I can be the IAS officer. And he's like, okay. So Ramcharan signs and give that some letter to Mopi Devi telling, you can become the CM. Mopi Devi is like, I'll not take my case back. And Ramcharan walks away. And I'm like, what? And then the Satyamurthy, the CM, would have signed that you're dismissed from minister, but Mopi Devi would have swallowed that paper and he actually drank water after that. I don't know, these scenes are there in the movie, like these some small scenes are there. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Okay, then after all this goes, these IS officers write a petition to the government telling, please, get Ram Charan back to office. And then their CM, Mopi Devi, will be ready to become the CM, and he actually becomes a CM. But the twist is, there is only 5 months remaining in term of his office, as in he can be the minister only for 5 months. And then Ramcharan comes back as an IAS officer, and Mopi Devi is like, I want to sign the first sign, which would be a transfer letter for Ramcharan. But then before he could sign, there's some letter comes back to his office until elections are in progress, or elections will be upcoming soon. He'll be like, it's okay after 5 months. But then Ramcharan enters. He's like, you have heard of 1 year CM or even maybe 1 day CM, but you know what? You will be only 1 hour CM. And Mopi Devi is like, what? How can I be the 1 hour CM? I have 5 months in term. He's like, no. When the election is announced, you're just a chuma minister. You have no rights. You can't sign any paper. No policy changes done. So the entire finale is about how Mopi Devi is trying to rig the elections and how Ramcharan is fighting against that and want the election to happen peacefully. And the climax is about the fighting between these two. I mean, you can guess that Ramcharan will be the winner, and Mopi Devi is nowhere. I think he dies. Yeah, I think he dies. Yeah. Okay. And then the opposition party wins in the election, and they nominate Ram Charan as the chief minister. Why they nominate Ram Charan as the chief minister, I'll tell you in a bit. And then it ends, and then he's like, I'm not your Mukhyamantri, I'm like your Mukhya Sevak. Where have you heard this dialogue before? It was in Kannada movie Super done by Upendra. I'm like, okay, this is very similar to it. It also ends in the same way. The whole concept is like that. Okay, I mean, it's nothing new, the idea or thing, or a very strict IAS officer. They're like, okay. And why was he nominated to be the chief minister? Let me tell you. There's a backstory where Ramcharan's dad, which again done by Ramcharan. He's a social activist. So he's people's favorite. So people are like, he revolves, he fights for people for this plants, trees to conserve nature. And they're like, see, why not you form a party? He's like, no, politics is not great. It's like a cockroach, or it's not good. They're like, no, we all support you. We'll have a clean politics, as in money-free, fair government. Then he forms a party, but then he has this stammering habit. He stammers a lot, and he's like, when media comes, he actually stammers a lot, and he's like, my ideology or this party has to go through, I need not be the face of it. So he nominates Satyamurthy. Does that ring a bell? In the current story, he was the CM. So he's a huge fan, and he can actually speak very well. So they're like, okay, you can be the CM, or he can be the face of the party. And then people start liking Satyamurthy because of the way he speaks. But it's a script written by Ramcharan's dad. And then at the end of the day, Ramcharan's dad nominate him, but the greed comes back to him, and he actually kills Ramcharan's dad. So that's the entire backstory of why it's gone to the rightful owner or the rightful heir. And then there's one song also where he is trying to overcome his stammering, and it's so beautifully picturized. There's one scene in the song where it's all white frame, but you see it's from the salt they're trying to extract, and there is one frame which is all red because of the mirchis. It's beautifully shot. And then Ramcharan's mother actually is alive, and then somehow Ramcharan tells she's mentally challenged or something, and she actually goes and falls into the bucket of sulfuric acid, and she dies. I'm like, that scene, even to imagine, they're not obviously shown, but to imagine, it was shocking. And I only feel it can be a typical Tamil movie where they take such extreme measures, and even dialogues are a bit extreme, where in one dialogue Mopi Devi tells, by the way, Mopi Devi is a man. Mopi Devi, the name, it's Devi, but it's not. I don't know why did I tell that. Okay, just forget I didn't even tell that. Okay, so in the scene, he's like, all the secretary or his assistants will be following him, and he's like, I want to vomit. Will you even come when I want to pee or go to toilet? And it's a bit extreme for me. And one Hi Nana, who did Nani's father-in-law, and then the same one who did Ala Vaikuntapuram, Allu Arjun's real dad, he's also there in the movie. He's Mopi Devi's elder brother. And I was excited when I saw him the starting of the movie, but then he hardly has any role to play. He's more as a comedian, or to make fun of Mopi Devi, to get that comic angle. I was a bit disappointed to see not much of a role for him to play. And even I could see in Hi Nana, Nani's friend, he's there in one or two scenes. I don't think he has that of a role here. I mean, I could just hardly spot him. That was a bit disappointing. But he tells one dialogue, it's not politics, it's politricks. So that was kind of fun. And somehow even to the end of the movie, I didn't know how Ramcharan ended with his current parents and siblings. How that transition happened, don't know. That was not at all shown. And coming back to the acting of the movie, as I told, Kiara Advani is hardly in the movie. And then Ramcharan, I don't know. I felt it was too one shaded for me, his role. He's a strict IAS officer, yes, but this role needed some quirkiness. At least I felt that, which was missing. Maybe a Pavan Kalyan or Akshay Kumar or Mahesh Babu would have done a better role, or we have seen them do such roles, so we have some standards. But here, I don't know. I don't know, it was a direction or his acting. It was just one. He's a strict officer in a frameless cast. There's nothing more. You know what? I'm his fan. I have watched Magadira. I have watched RRR. I even watched Orange. Somehow here, no, Ramcharan, no. Even dance sequences, I don't know, man. Why did I feel he was short on energy, or it was not energetic? Not only him, even the background dancers, I felt it was the same energy, because you could see some few songs were Jaragandi, of course, and some other two songs were folky, as in you could see folk costumes being worn, or some steps were very similar to folk numbers. I don't know why it was required, because most of the scenes in this movie are shot in urban or town scenes, except for the Ramcharan, that scene where it's totally a village scene. Otherwise, I don't know why so much of folky numbers were required. And dance also, I didn't like that much. So overall, I would say the movie was Dhop. Dhop, as in that's what they tell in the movie. Dhop, dhop, dhop. It was a miss from my end. If you like the social cause movie, maybe you can watch it, but it didn't give me any adrenaline rush which any of these movies would give. So, okay, that's all for now. Until next time, bye. Namaste, namaskara.